Good day to you.
And good day to you.
Thank you. I live the formula moment by moment.
Speak up, speak up.
I thank you so much for your teaching. I apply the formula in every moment.
Then we thank you for applying it.
Thank you. All of my questions are answered as I unearth or as beliefs come up to be resolved,
Of course.
clear the way, and more information comes through.
Yes, of course.
So in essence, at the moment, I don't actually have a particular question for you, but
That's fine. You don't need to have a question to engage with us. You can make a statement or say nothing at all. It's up to you.
thank you. Where things are for me at the moment, as the belief systems come up, again, looking at it from a positive perspective, it's exciting to see more belief systems that I can resolve, let go of, et cetera, and so on.
That is exciting.
Me. Very exciting. What I've come to is something underneath that which doesn't behave in the same way as the belief systems. The belief systems, I could see them as a shape. They would either burn or dissolve, disintegrate.
How does the other thing behave?
The other thing is, I'm there right now. It feels more resistant. It feels like a sense of a shroud.
Then you're just dealing with a core belief.
Okay.
A fundamental, foundational belief on which all the others are resting.
Okay.
So keep digging.
And what came to me as I sat with it, and it really didn't shift, was this sense of that it was or they were instincts. And are instincts just collections of beliefs?
Well, you may be connecting with the body consciousness. The body consciousness will process the concept of belief systems in some ways as instinct, because it has to function in an automatic way for you to have a physical experience. So you might be connecting into that level of the body consciousness, the interpretation or filtering of the body consciousness of belief systems in a way that allows it to operate in an automatic, instinctive way.
Yes.
Because the body consciousness then doesn't have to think about it. It can just perform.
Yes.
So you might be reaching that level of strata within the consciousness.
There is a very different quality to it.
Oh, yes.
I often will feel as if I'm above observing the belief, let's say, and also simultaneously beneath it with a power kind of activating force, and I watch the belief sort of break apart or dissolve or whatever. And this, again, it's not moving, shifting.
Well, that's all right, because it's not necessarily necessary for your instincts to shift.
I see.
If that's what they are.
Yes.
Because they need to remain in force in order for your body to function on automatic consciousness, so you can simply get about doing things, whereas if it shifted too much, you would have to think about every step you took.
Yes.
You would have to think about every beat of your heart. You would have to think about every breath your lungs take.
Of course.
That would be a little time consuming.
It would be. And can they be, as you've said before, made more fluid, integrated a little better?
They can certainly be brought more into alignment with your overall signature frequency, yes.
Right. I'm aware that I'm probably a little preoccupied with the instinctual drive to have a family and children and all of that kind of thing, and a little.
Why are you preoccupied with it if you trust the timing of such things?
Yes, I mean, I have a husband and a child. I do already. I'm just.
Then what do you mean preoccupied?
Stuck around those.
Stuck?
Stuck.
Why are you choosing to define your situation as being stuck?
That's how it feels.
I know it's how it feels, but the feeling has to come from a definition first.
Yes.
You can't have a feeling in a vacuum.
No.
You have to believe something to be true to have a feeling.
Yes.
So what would you have to believe is true in order to feel the way you do? You have to believe you are stuck.
Yes.
Stuck from doing what? Prevented from doing what? That's usually what stuck means. You're prevented from doing what?
From whatever lies underneath that feeling of what I'm defining as stuck. And I'm seeing it now.
What are you being prevented from doing? in your life?
I am prevented from having a happy home life.
Why are you prevented from having a happy home life?
Because I'm undeserving of that.
Why aren't you deserving of that?
I am not deserving of that because, oh, this is weird, but what comes is because I'm a creature. I don't understand what that means, but that's what comes.
You're
I'm
a
undeserving
creature.
that because I'm a creature.
I see.
I don't understand.
What makes you so special? What makes you so special that you, out of all of creation, are the only one who's not deserving? That's pretty arrogant.
Yes, you're right. I've
You
been
like
there
being
myself
arrogant?
before. I've said that so many times myself before. Yes.
Well,
I'm with
do you want to be arrogant?
I do not.
Then why are you calling yourself out so differently from the fact that everyone else is deserving but not you? Why are you putting yourself on that pedestal?
All right, so what I'm seeing now is a swirl and like a
Yes.
sort of melting, like a white melting, a lot of movement through my body and so on.
What actions can you take that would be more in alignment with the expression of a happy home life?
To smile, to be happy, to choose happiness, to...
But not in a pretend way.
Not in a pretend way.
Do you really want to keep giving yourselves reasons to not be happy?
No.
All right. Then stop inventing them.
Yes.
It's up to you. I'm not ordering you what to do.
Of course not.
So, but you can stop inventing reasons to be the opposite of what you would prefer to be.
Yes, this is my choice.
It is.
It is my choice to stop inventing reasons
Yes.
to be the opposite of what I
And
wish.
one of those reasons you've invented is that you're not deserving. That's just an invented reason. It's not a fact.
Yes.
It's just an opinion that you've created. If you
Yes.
don't prefer that opinion, stop inventing it.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes. And
Does that help?
It helps a lot. And
All right.
I guess this one's a deep one because I've been here so many times, the unworthiness
No,
thing.
you have never been here before.
This particular here, you mean?
You have never been here before.
Right, okay, yeah.
Every moment is new.
Yes,
Don't dig that hole for yourself.
yes, of course. Every
understand?
moment is new. You're
Every
absolutely
moment
right.
is new. You're at zero every moment. You
Yes.
have every ability to define yourself however you prefer to right now, no matter what you believe might have happened before, has
Yes.
absolutely no connection, no bearing on what's going on now until you make a connection.
Yes.
So don't dig a hole that you don't need to live in.
Yes,
Yes?
yes.
Does this help
Whatever
you?
has happened before has no bearing on this moment. This is fresh,
Yes.
fresh in the moment. I've never been here before.
And by the way,
Absolutely.
clearly, you thought you deserved to have this conversation with us.
I did.
Then you're deserving.
I am.
Now get out of here.
Good day to you, Bashar.
Good afternoon.
And a you good day.
I am I'm having difficulty understanding which way to perceive something. I prefer to be in a world where the oceans are clean and
I'm going to ask you the same question we asked the other person. What are you going to do about it?
so I am in process of doing a lot of things for cleaning up waters everywhere, but the idea of the oceans are so large, I'm having a hard time.
Oh, please. Oh, please. Number one, do you understand that physical reality is an illusionary projection?
I do.
Just yes or no?
Yes.
All right. Do you then understand that the oceans, no matter how big they may seem, are in you?
Yes.
Well, if they're in you, how big can they be?
Where my challenge comes is in knowing that I can just jump to a reality where they are clean.
No, you cannot.
Okay.
The point is the only way that you shift to that reality is by actually demonstrating the actions that complete the circuit of energy that show that you actually are choosing to shift to that reality. It can't just be a wish. You have to demonstrate through your actions that it's a truth for you. Then you'll navigate more and more toward that reality. And by the way, you, by yourself, don't have to be the one that cleans up the entire ocean.
I understand.
But if you don't do something, you will never act as an example for others who could then join you and then all together clean up the ocean. Yes?
Yes.
So just by you doing what you prefer to do in the best way you can, you, by yourself, paradoxically, will have cleaned up the entire ocean by being an inspiration to others to join you to clean up the entire ocean. You see where we're going?
Yes.
So, you must take an action. You must demonstrate the conviction of the reality you say you prefer by acting like someone who already lives in such a reality. Because someone who lives in such a reality would never just stand by and watch something contradictory to that reality happen without taking some kind of action on it. So if you take no physical action, you're not demonstrating that you actually live in that kind of a reality. Therefore, why should you jump to it? Because you're not the vibration of it.
Thank you.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
All right. Anything else?
No.
Are you sure?
I can't speak, so no. Thank you.
That's all right. You are letting go of old beliefs. That's what that release is all about. That's perfectly natural. Remember that when you hold on to negative beliefs, it actually does create a chemical component within your body. And when you let go of those beliefs, you have to wash it out. And usually that's through your tears. So that's what you're doing. You follow?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. So, you're starting by cleaning out your tears, and then you'll get to the ocean, which is really nothing more than a whole bunch more of tears.
Hello, Bashar.
And a you good day.
So I have an autoimmune disease.
How exciting.
It's wonderful. So I've experienced debilitating severe pain in my body for the last 16 years, which is getting worse.
All right.
And I'm done with it.
Oh,
I want
all
it to
right.
be healed.
Yes.
And I'd like your help in helping me figure
All
out.
right. Well, again, the first question usually, energetically speaking, is what have you learned from having that experience that you might otherwise not have learned? Start acknowledging what you've learned in a positive context.
I've learned to appreciate ability in the body, and since I've had it taken away from me, I've learned to appreciate putting healthy things in my body through diet and lifestyle, and to try to maintain that optimum wellness.
All right.
Stuff like that.
Anything else?
I've learned that it's awful having it. It's difficult. I prefer not to have it.
Is that what you've learned?
I guess I have to dig deeper to really feel into the deeper lessons that I've learned by having it.
Then that might be a good thing for you to start with. Because when you start acknowledging how creating this for yourself has served you in a positive way, then you will be acknowledging that you've learned the lesson, and then the message doesn't have to be delivered in the same way. You understand?
Yes.
Because you're saying, I'm willing to get this, I'm willing to learn, without necessarily forcing myself into a situation where I have no other choice. Because I've arrived at a place where I am not giving myself any other choice but to know these truths for myself as true. You follow?
Yes.
Now, I do have one other suggestion for you.
Mm-hmm.
Anything that you have learned from having this experience, have you in any way, shape, or form been teaching others who have similar experiences how to gain positive lessons from having it?
No, not exactly.
What do you mean, not exactly?
Well, I'm in the helping profession, but I don't think I've directly tried to help other people who have chronic pain.
Why not? since you are an expert
Well,
at
I
it.
haven't mastered it and I haven't overcome it. So I feel
Why
like
do you
I need
think
to
you
do
need
that.
to overcome it in order to teach how to deal with it? In fact, what makes you think you won't be a better teacher by still having it while you are also sharing what you've learned from it that might help someone else?
Well, I just don't feel that I do deal with it very well. I feel like I suffer from it. There's suffering that comes from it.
Stop. I'm not talking about the physical experience. We've just had a conversation where you've admitted that you have learned some positive things that you otherwise might not have learned by having this experience. Yes?
Yes,
That's the conversation.
I see.
And while you're having that conversation, not that anyone else has to do it that way, but while you're sharing the possibility, the option that they might be able to turn it around and ask themselves that very interesting introspective question of, well, if I hadn't this experience, would I have learned what I have learned? Would I know what I know? Would I be the person that I've become? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe that's something I really need to look at. By opening up those questions in their mind, by sharing this idea of what you've learned with them, you may find that you will no longer need to experience it that way, and you will overcome it as a process when you are sharing what you have learned from it. Not before you start sharing it, but as part of the process of sharing it.
So
You understand?
yes, I think I do. So being of service through my experience would be very important for me.
Being of service to others is the best way to be of service to yourself, because you are contained within the collective. So when you're willing to support the collective by being your true self as best as you can't be left out. You understand?
I see.
You're including yourself in that, paradoxically, by not focusing on yourself.
I see.
That's how it works. Because then you're out of your way. You've gotten out of your way, and you can let the reflection of what service and help you're giving come back to you. That's the origin of the old phrase, to help someone, you'll get it back tenfold. Because you're multiplying the opportunities and options for them, therefore you also get the multiplication of the opportunity for yourself. And it transforms things for them and you. Yes?
Yes, I see.
Giving of yourself and allowing others to receive what you have is the best way to heal yourself, as well as give them the option to heal themselves. Never hold back your gift. Never hold back your knowledge and learning. Those are the things people are waiting for. And when you hold them back because you think that what you have to share isn't worthwhile, you are compounding dis-ease in the world. See where we're going?
Yes.
So lighten your world up. Give them a better opportunity to change the experience for themselves by changing the experience for yourself by using it in the best possible positive way that you can, so that you are no longer ill at ease with yourself. Does that help you?
Yes, it does. Thank you. I have another question, another line of questioning. I don't know exactly when it was. Many years ago, I opened up as a sound channel, which means that energy comes through me through tones and sounds. And I started channeling something called the language of light.
Yes.
So I think I know what it is through my intuition and my experiences, but I'm also very often confused about what comes through me. So are you familiar with the language of light?
I understand what you're saying, but the only reason you're confused is because you think you have to think about what's coming through you. And the thing that's coming through you is not something you can think about. You just have to let it through.
Mm-hmm. So
now, what you're basically saying is you're allowing yourself to become a healer.
Yes.
Well, then in transmitting that vibration again to others, you give them an opportunity to match that vibration to heal themselves, and in the process, you will also be healed. So you are simply admitting that you have all the tools you need to move forward with this to heal yourself by helping others.
Okay.
Keep moving.
So
Yes.
here's the thing about it. So
yes, what's the thing?
So I I express with sound healing or tonal healing and in the language of light with my close circle of friends and that people who resonate with that kind of thing.
Yes. But there will be others who resonate with it.
I have images of helping larger groups of people, and it inspires me, and it's my highest excitement.
Yes.
But it scares me to death to actually expose myself in that way in front of other people, because it's an odd thing.
I beg your pardon?
Well, it's
You're
not
talking to an alien.
But you and me are alike. We get each other. That's the thing. And the people in this audience probably get it too, right? But not everyone does. So I guess there's a fear. Okay, I'll stop.
One more time. You never have to worry about people that aren't your audience. They will never come to you anyway. When you give off the vibration, you will attract the people that need to be attracted to you. Even if they don't believe you, even if they choose to judge you, they need to be there or they wouldn't be. So you have to know they're getting something out of it, whether they know it or not. All you need to focus on is doing it. It is none of your business. None of your business how they choose to receive or not receive it. Not your business. Do you understand? Just do it so the ones who do know how to use it are given the opportunity. You don't have to even think about anyone else. They'll get or not get what they want to get or not get. That's none of your business. Yes?
Yes, so I understand that
Do you?
from a logical perspective.
Then you don't understand it.
Okay.
Because understanding means it's in your bones, it's in your action, it's in your behavior. Don't separate it out into the idea of a logical understanding. If you're not doing it, you don't get it.
So just do it.
Just do it and see what happens. I promise you, it'll be worth it.
How do I manage the feelings of fear that come up inside of me due to maybe
I just told you. I just told you. You are making something your business that's none of your business. Stop making things that are not your business, and there'll be nothing to be afraid of.
Right.
You're creating a measuring stick that has no business existing. You can't compare yourself to anyone else because you're unique. And no one else, whether they think they can or not, can make that comparison for you. They have no way of knowing what your life is about. So you need to stop paying attention to things that are not your business to pay attention to, and you will stop being afraid.
It must also be coming just from negative beliefs I have about myself that are
Of course.
triggered by the situation. So how
What do you think I'm talking about? Making things your business that are not your business obviously comes from negative beliefs you have about yourself. Make it obvious and let it go.
So how do I dig for those and help unearth them?
I just told you. You are under the assumption that you have to do something other than understand what I just told you. Understanding, really wrapping your mind around what I just told you is actually sufficient. Stop thinking that there's anything else to it. Stop making things that are not your business your business. Just do what you do. That's all you need to focus on. Nothing else is your business. Wrap your mind around that. That's all you need to do. You following?
Okay, I think I just need to go try it.
You just need to go do
I
it.
need to go do it. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bashar.
That's how you learn. By doing. Not by thinking about it, not by analyzing it, by doing it. Then you will learn what you need to know as you're doing it. The only way to teach is to learn by doing. Yes?
Yes.
Does this help?
It helps a lot. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. One moment. Many people that we have these dialogues with sometimes feel that we are very stern and tough. This is a good sign. If we felt you had a long way to go, we would coddle you along very gently, a little bit at a time. But if we perceive that you are this close to crossing a barrier and really shifting in a major way, remember, you're here. And being here means you're asking us to push you over that line. So push, we will. But if we push, that means you're not that far from changing. It may feel like a long way, but in our perception, you have literally fractions of an inch to go. So we'll push you over that line. So it's a good sign when we push. It means you're close, very close.
Good afternoon, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
Thank you, and I want to say thank you for all that you do. It's greatly appreciated.
It is our pleasure, and thank you for all you are willing to be.
My question centers around regressions.
Regression.
Regressions.
Yes.
I practice a healing modality developed by Dolores Cannon.
All right.
Called quantum healing hypnosis technique.
How exciting.
It is exciting. There's two parts to it where we put the client through regressions, and I use that in quotes because it could be past, present, future lives.
Since it's all simultaneous?
It's all
yes.
simultaneous. They are either people or they're rocks or they're insects or they're simply energy.
Doesn't matter. It's all
Doesn't
consciousness.
And then after that, they are usually in a theta state, and
Yes.
we are able to call forth their higher self who speaks through them in the third person.
All right.
And we ask questions to the higher self that these people have prepared ahead of time,
Yes.
which are emotional, spiritual, and or physical issues.
All right.
Okay, and the higher self will tie in the answers of these problems or challenges to the regressions that they just had.
Yes.
So my question is, you have these regressions, everything's happening at the same time.
Yes.
You had mentioned earlier, I thought, that of course these entities that they meet up in the regressions are aspects of the person themselves.
Doesn't mean that sometimes there aren't other beings involved, but even if there are other beings involved, even like myself with the channel, I still have to work with the being's own higher mind to deliver the information. The higher mind of the being has to be the go-between to deliver the information.
Okay.
And the being has to be willing to let it do so. So it's kind of like a game of telephone on your planet, where we're passing information along. So even if other beings are involved, the being having the regression is also still involved. Their own higher mind is still involved. Different aspects of their consciousness are still involved in the delivering of the information.
Okay. So it really doesn't matter then if I'm trying to figure out if I'm talking to a fragment of the person itself or some other entity that's related.
If there is a circumstance in which it does matter, you'll be given the guidance you need to know the difference. But for the most part, in most cases, no, it doesn't matter. It's the information that is necessary, not necessarily its source.
Okay, if they're interacting with an entity that calls itself a rock or an insect,
Yes.
that's not necessarily that person in a prior, okay, all right. That's what we had been told it was, and it didn't seem quite right.
That's an old-fashioned way of looking at it. And if it works for a person's belief system, that's fine as long as it works. We're just telling you that that's one way to look at it that might be a permission slip someone needs to hear that way, but that's very different from the actual mechanism that's happening.
Okay, so during these, the whole purpose of the regressions, it seems, maybe terminology isn't correct, but it's almost like a bleed through from other concurrent lives into the present life that I'm interacting with as a client?
Well, yes, because you're dealing with the connections energetically and informationally that the person you're dealing with has made to those other entities.
Okay.
So you could say that the information and energy is bleeding through. Yes.
Okay, and is it a two-way process then? It isn't just...
It can be, but it depends. You have to take it on a case-by-case basis. Sometimes there is a reason for the connection to go both ways, and sometimes it's really just a one-way street.
Okay, and in so doing and having people be more consciously aware of these other aspects of themselves,
Yes.
does it happen almost automatically that they're changing the nature of that interaction such that it affects their present timeline?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Any change is a total change of everything.
Okay.
Everything. You are not the same person, not in the same universe, not in the same parallel reality. Everything. Every change.
Is there anything else I can do as the facilitator to assist these people in, trying to say, it's a good thing for them to experience how it feels to have the higher self talk through them.
Yes.
And to open up that channel or make it more fluid, so to speak.
I would simply allow yourself to know that you will be as intuitive as you need to be in each and every case to know exactly what it is you need to do for each and every person specifically.
Okay. Okay, thank you for that.
You'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Let them tell you. Let their own higher minds tell you.
They do, in a way,
Well,
definitely.
then-
You just have to trust that. Okay.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
Otherwise, why are you doing what you're doing?
Yeah, it's to help the people. Oh, and it's interesting for me, too, because when you're next to that higher power, you can sense that energy, and it
Yes.
definitely has an effect.
Absolutely. If you choose to match it, yes, then it will
Right.
have an effect.
Okay. Well,
But that's exactly what's happening. You're matching those vibrations, and when you match those vibrations, you'll be on a level to instinctively and intuitively know exactly what you need, to, do for that person.
Okay, all
It's
right.
self-guiding, self-perpetuating, self-adjusting.
Okay. Thank
Yes.
you very much.
You're very welcome.
All righty.
When you all really start to realize how automatic the system is, you can really start to relax a little more and not feel like you have to do so much. Just take the actions that are in alignment with your joy, and it won't feel like you're actually doing that much, but you will have a more profound effect.